You guys want to see more like other cruises, 90s cruises. My fun background. That kind of looks like friendship, right? Doing a little bit of butt stuff. Two-time friendship, Johnny Joyner. Heck yeah, me too. I hope we ever get to go on another friendship. I don't know what's going on with cruises right now. But in the meantime, I'm so happy to welcome you all to Cat Calls. My name is Cat Vine. I will be your hostess with the mostest today. This is episode 3. If you guys are interested in catching out the older episodes, they are up on my YouTube, youtube.com/catvine, just like it is here. And so far I've had Drew Lou on the show. I had DJ Craze last week. And of course, this week, we all know who the guest is. Dad himself, the hard father, all my friends, founder, Lifestyle president of North America, Destructo, and, you know, to his mom and his wife and his kids, Gary Richards. Yay, Gary Richards. Oh, okay. Got a little tech support there. Yeah, I'm so excited to have Gary on the show. You know, we're going to do a little bit of an interview. I see you, Flat Eric TV. Yes, Eric. Welcome. Do you like my background? Crazy 90s cruise footage. Gonna have a little bit of an interview with Gary. He's gonna be coming in on the Zoom in a little bit, and then we're going to open the floor up to fan Q&As. So again, if you've got questions for Gary, be sure to drop them in the Google folder that John Marco dropped in the chat. And if you want to just drop them straight up in the chat, we're going to be watching out for your questions there too. Yeah, it should be a good time. There he is. John Marco dropped it right there. It's going to be a fun show. Yeah, I see we have some shippers in the stream. If you guys have friendship stories that you'd like to share, I'd love to hear them. Where's Philippe at in this room, Scott? I'm miles away from Philippe right now. It's unfortunate. Philippe is my boyfriend. I actually met him on Friendship. That's a fun story to share, actually. On the first day of Friendship, Maiden Voyage, day 1, I was on the disco floor with my friends Zach and Jake, and this French dude was wearing a t-shirt. We miss you too. He was wearing a Justice Cross t-shirt, and Justice is my favorite band for anyone who doesn't know. And my friend Zach said, "Hey, isn't that guy wearing a Justice t-shirt?" And I was like, "Yeah, he is." And I went up to him and I did the Justice Cross thing, and we started chatting. And then each day on Ship, we made plans to hang out. And by the last night of Ship, we were just like, who is this person? And kind of just became together. So, cute love story. Thank you, Jamie. I see you. You guys like the hair color? Yeah. Oh, I'm getting a call. Who could this be? Who is it? 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 I can't tell because I don't see a face.
What do you mean? I'm here. I can see me. I can't see you.
Oh, it's my fault. Why don't I see you? No, epic fail. Epic fail.
What do you mean, epic fail?
What
Wait,
do you
can't see me.
mean? Oh, I just did the wrong thing, y'all. You gotta hang with me. Hi, Zach.
Hey, Kat.
Oh, Zach, you're there.
I'm there now? Okay, I don't have Twitch open so as to not have an echo thing going on. Actually, I'll pull it up.
Okay, but you have to turn the volume down.
Hi, Internet. I love you, Internet.
Everyone, today is Zach's birthday. You have to wish him happy birthday in the chat right now.
Happy birthday, Zach.
Happy birthday, Zach.
Thanks, Queens.
How old are you now?
Queens. So wait, what's this footage we've got going on in the back right now?
Oh, yeah. It's a 90s cruise video promotion. And yes. Eric is saying happy birthday. Joel is saying happy birthday. Everyone wants to know if you're drinking water.
Yeah, I've got my shouts out to Moat Marine Laboratory and Aquarium in Sarasota. They're doing some good work. Who called me king? They know, like, clearly this person, DJ Scott Free, dog, like, Thank you. Game recognized game.
Well, Zach, it's really nice of you to call because today on the show, my guest is Gary Richards, and I was just showing. I
have no idea.
Oh, more happy birthdays, Zach. I was just playing a video of the room party on the maiden voyage that we can't stop talking about.
Did you pick the more non-incriminating material?
I did.
Oh yeah.
If you shout out Glenjamin, by the way, who uploaded that video to YouTube. And if you guys don't know about Glenjamin,
and also, as long as we're doing plugs for all the any Miami viewers, shout out Panther Coffee. Keeping you caffeinated since 2000 ? Shout out to all the local businesses.
Yes. 100%. Zach, what were your impressions of friendship? Why don't you pen a little love letter to friendship and to Gary? I know you were a little worried before you got on board because it was your first ship ever.
Right. Well, to be honest, my curiosity was piqued because, and I'll never forget the conversation, you told me, obviously I was familiar with Holy Ship, over the years and what a good time it looked like everybody else was having while I was, stuck on land. But we had a phone call one day in 2018, and you told me too many DJs were going to be on board, and I just discovered them and become a massive fan.
Right.
And I was like, this thing's taking off from Miami, and they're going to be there. I'm there. Easy. Done. And what proceeded? Just I don't know. It went past any of my expectations. I've been to a cool DJ set or two before. I've never been in a locked, floating mass of land where you're stuck on board with thousands of other people and your favorite DJs for several days at a time. It was just absolute madness. You're gonna have to give me. There's so much I want to say. You're gonna have to give me prompts. There's a lot of thoughts. Yes,
Too Many DJs on the Private Island Party was the best. Too Many DJs, honestly, Zach and I were just kind of wherever Too Many DJs were playing. Afterward, I was like, what DJ sets did I love the most? And I was like, God, half of them were just wherever Too Many DJs was playing.
Well, so. And, as luck would have it, with today being my birthday and all, Triple J, the Australian radio station, uploaded a 2-hour, Soulwax. For those who don't know, Soulwax is the name they go under when they record their own original music.
Yes.
They uploaded their own retrospective of them today, so I don't believe it was fate. I'll just go ahead and say it was fate. It was a nice surprise birthday present, and it's now 1:45, and after having spent most of my day listening to that, I'm like, okay, what am I going to do now? So I think talking about friendship would be a good way.
You should drop that link in the chat for everyone in case they want to check it out.
Easy. If anyone wants to learn more about Too Many DJs and why Kat and I are so fixated with them, this is a very, very, very strong place to start.
They're amazing. Side note about Too Many DJs, I was talking to Boys Noise, who has an album coming out this year. Don't know how much of it I can give away, but it's dope. Trust me on that. I heard it. It's synthwave, dark wavy, beautiful. Chef's kiss. But he came up with 400 tracks on his modular synthesizer and couldn't figure out how to cut them down. And he went to Too Many DJs studio in Ghent because he trusts their opinion so much. And together they came up with 20 final cuts for the album. So,
and I don't know, did you see last night that they announced that Boys Noise did some production work on Lady Gaga's upcoming album?
Yes, that was big news last year. It kind of was leaked that they were working together, but it takes so long for pop songs to come out that,
Of course. And shouts out to Alex Rita, Boys Noise as well, also a major part of what made friendship so special. I'll never forget the first night during Danny Days' set. Shouts out to Danny Days, Omnidisc, all the Miami homies. Alex just joined him behind the decks and it just eventually, I don't want to say devolved isn't the right word, but it just got real silly with it real fast. And oh my God, what did they drop? Spodioti Dobalicious.
Ooh.
I've got the power.
Oh,
soapy cuts, and just it set a real standard for the rest of that voyage of just like the kind of madness and like weird, unexpected things you can expect.
I know. I was so sad. They were actually, I was supposed to see them right before quarantine hit. Womp, womp. Right. Yeah, they were going to be playing San Francisco, and I was going to go and see them, but then every show on Earth canceled. So
Canceled.
Well, fun is canceled, everybody.
You hate to see it. My girlfriend actually, because they were in California, like when everything went down and Cross had happened, you know, she had a funny bit of like Zach, like, you know, they're from Belgium and like, because they don't post much on social media, no one knew if they'd gone home or not. She's like, you should go on a cross-country road trip to make sure they have hand sanitizer amidst all this. So like, just to make sure that they're safe, you know. That's a get. That wasn't really going to happen. But fortunately, everybody seems to have hunkered down.
I know. I hope everybody... Is that a bit of madness showing through, Zach?
Oh my God. Dude, I don't know what day it is. Like, and everybody's been hitting me up.
It's your birthday!
Everybody's been hitting me up. And I haven't responded to 90% of them. Just like, sorry, I'm listening to Soulwax retrospective right now. Like, I've got bigger and better things to do than like tend to your affection for me right now.
Ouch.
Sorry.
Damn, Zach. Damn. Telling it like it is. The Belgians have spoken. The de Waaays have spoken. I said the de Waaays have spoken.
Yeah. As long as we're talking friendship in that room party I have here, I tried looking for more stuff. But this was the only one I could find immediately, just as far as swag. Over the course of that party, Busy P was handing out like swag, and I have this Ed Banger Slipnkot.
So cool.
Who actually appreciates vinyl and mixing on vinyl, and this thing's fucking sick. Look at it.
Look at it. Look at it.
Look at it. Did you pull out? Do you have your shirt on hand?
Oh man, I actually do have that shirt, but not with me, next to me, where I am.
The availability of the range of the camera.
It's not within range.
Got it. So, yeah, how are you spending? How are you spending my birthday, Kat?
Well, talking to Gary Richards in just a few minutes here, which will be pretty fucking cool. And then just doing a little bit of work and maybe sending you some surprise love.
Oh, thank you.
Probably having a proper conversation with you later.
Most definitely. Give me prompts. Give me prompts. I didn't come. Before this, I was going through notes of silly stuff. Like, I was going over, so, for those who don't know, I also work as a music journalist, and I was covering friendship for Mixmag. And I just
that's right. You should drop your review in the chat for people to read, too, if they haven't already.
I can do that as well.
Also, Zach, let me know if you have a question you'd like to ask Gary Richards when he comes on the line here in just a few minutes.
Well, I already exhausted most of the questions I have for Gary Richards because I also happened to interview him in December.
Right, because you had to interview him.
I didn't get to go on that one. I can drop that one in the chat too, just all the plugs. All the plugs.
You might as well. Oh, John Marco already dropped your Mixmag feature because he's the man.
Love you, King. Appreciate you. Thank you. I'll drop my Gary Richards interview bit in there.
That sounds good.
I'm proud of that one. You want to talk about that party though, and like how that came about, and just like
sure,
like singularity of that moment in like both of our lives, like just as far as like loving music way too much and it all coming together in this beautiful, perfect way.
Yes.
In some random person's
well,
cat.
Zach, you should share with everybody your Too Many DJs Mixmag interview, because that's how we got invited to that party in the first place.
I think I'll hold off on that. I'm working on, with my newfound free time in quarantine, I'm working on an actual personal website to host all my work. And in a future stream, I'll share that when the director's cut version of that interview is posted. Let's frame it that way.
Why don't you also plug the other passion project you have coming up? Are you allowed to plug that yet?
Which, no, I'm not allowed to plug that yet because it's all still theoretical. Needless to say, I will just plug the people, though. Shouts out Public Records in New York City. If none of you are familiar, it's a sound bar, music venue, and just overall, space for creative hubs. Many of the people behind it were responsible for Electric Pickle in Miami, RIP, if you weren't familiar with that club. So, I'll drop Public Records in there as well.
Yeah, you might as well, man. Zach, when it comes to music recommendations, Zach is the dude to go to.
I mean, yeah, and also as long as I'll just plug. That's what I'm here to do. Can I just be like value plugs? Buy DFA merchandise, people. Like they're not like no one from that label is playing shows right now, and it's in a phenomenal label. And this one right here is like a little story of the DFA lightning bolt hitting the Grateful Dead skull logo. There's a disco ball, and then the shit melts. Its brains melt out. Much in the way that DFA's music makes all of our brains melt. And it's good stuff.
It's good stuff.
You
Zach,
love to see it.
I love to see you. Happy birthday. I have to let you go. Gary Richards is on the other line. We're going to get this party started again. We've been partying. Whatever.
We've been party rocking. Have fun.
All right. I love you. Everyone tell him happy birthday one more time. Yes. Happy birthday. Get wasted. All right, you guys. Thanks for hanging out with me and my friend Zach for a minute there. Thanks for wishing him happy birthday. Before we get Gary Richards on the phone, I want to share with you a music video of his. I just think that's kind of fun to play a music video before the artist comes on board. This one is Dare You to Move. It's a personal favorite of his because he actually got to film it. And there's some pretty cool, car moves in here. Also, it's a new skill of mine to be able to present it to you with crystal clear audio. So let me know how it works. Let me know if it's an enjoyable experience. Say hello to this dude. Oh, yeah. Well, this is basically Ship Fam right here. Yes! All right, dare you to move. She's moving. We're all moving.
I dare you to move.
How was that music video, y'all? Thanks for rocking with me while I figure out some of these technical things. But I actually do have Gary on the line. So, Gary,
yo,
I'm gonna join you in here in a second because I am.
Let's do it. Digital masterpiece.
I know. There you are. There's Gary. I had this all planned and prepped and ready to go, everybody, and then I accidentally deleted it right as I went live. So that's tight. That's cool. But there he is.
What's happening?
Gary, ladies and gentlemen. Gary, what is your background?
That's all my friends downtown LA.
Nice, hell yeah! I have never been able to make it to that one. I think it was happening.
That's wait, hold on, this way.
I see him.
That's Idris giving me a big hug.
Heck yeah! All the homies, all our friends are online too, and they're gonna have questions for you later. We were just watching the music video for Dare You to Move. I heard that's one of your favorites.
I like that video. Yeah, it's really cool. Gata did a good job, and it's just fun.
Yeah. You also have the Party Up video. That's kind of like the other really fun one that you did. That bus looked pretty fun.
Yeah, it was kind of sweaty.
Yeah, I guess that's true. It's true.
Kind of sweaty. It was Party Up was a little different. It was like I don't know. I was worried my wife was going to get mad about that. But she liked it. She said I should have got more crazy.
Really? Your wife seems pretty rad. She actually helps you out a lot with the streams lately, right?
Yeah, she's exec produce. You guys should all follow her on Instagram because her social media skills are 1,000 times better than mine.
Yeah, plug her Instagram.
Yeah, she's I think she's Ann B. Richards at Ann B. Richards. Yeah, go follow my wife. She does it way better than me.
You might see some Gary content every once in a while. You never know.
Yeah, Ann B. Richards.
So when this whole thing started, I played a little video. Chef Ann for Breakfast Club on Sunday. That's right. Yes, Davy Crockett.
That's what's up.
I know. I'm so excited for that. What time is that kicking off Sunday?
We're going to start at 9 a.m. Pacific. and then go till 11. If it's rocking, maybe I'll go a little longer.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think my chef Stevie might show up too. My son.
Oh, sweet.
He might throw some pancakes out there.
I love that. Pancakes for breakfast.
But look how cool your hair looks with the sun. Is that the sunrise or the sunset?
Thank you. Perfect. Oh, I know. Yeah. Who knows? Who can tell? Sometimes it's hard to tell when you're out there on the boat.
You know what I always say? Sunrise is better than sunset.
It is. The sermons. I've been enjoying watching your sermon streams, actually. Thanks for doing those.
Yeah, it's fun. It gives me something to look forward to, and everyone seems into it. So I'm happy that it's working out. I like to play for a long time. So
yeah, I noticed you have a really nice house, and it looks like you even have a half pipe in your backyard. Are you a skater?
yeah. I've been a skateboarder since my whole life, and then my son he's obsessed.
Oh, that's fun. You teaching him tricks?
He's teaching me tricks now, man. I'm the old man, and like it's no fun falling at my age. He's busting his ass, and he gets right back up. Me, I think I broke my wrist and my foot during the quarantine.
No.
So I told him I'm kind of just gonna cruise, and he gets pissed. He wants me to try all these tricks, and if I don't, he gets mad at me. I'm like, dude,
you've been at it forever. Your dad is Gary Richards. Get on board. It's fine.
Yeah, I don't know. As far as telling somebody, I think my kids think I'm lame. One day they'll realize.
It'll click.
Yeah, they'll want to go to some big festival, and then they'll be there, and then they'll realize that I created it.
Yeah, exactly.
And they'll be like, "Whoa, Dad, that's pretty cool."
I was gonna say,
I won't have to get them tickets to it.
Are they little backstage babies? Sometimes you see those kids at the festivals with the little.
Yeah, I took them when I played Coachella, and they went to all the hards. They it's funny. One time they were trying to tie my shoes together under the decks, while I was playing. So I was like, "You out of your mind?"
That's awesome. Kidder 06 is sure that your kids are one day going to realize how cool you are.
I hope so.
No.
They will when they get older. I had the same thing with my dad. My dad took me to see Led Zeppelin. And
dude, I was going to ask you about that. That's on your Wikipedia page. How old were you when you saw Led Zeppelin?
I think I was 8 or 9. I remember it too.
Yeah. What was that like? I mean, I'll never have that pleasure. I did get to see Robert Plant one time. That was amazing.
I just remember that my dad told me to pass this funny cigarette over to some people sitting to the left of us. And I remember Jimmy Page they were doing Whole Lotta Love, and he had the bow. And there was lasers around it, and he would be wow, wow, and they would wow, wow. The lasers would move in different colors and then Dad wanted to beat the traffic out of the Cap Center in DC. So, but I was little, but I was there. I was in the room. So it's kind of cool to just be in the room.
That's so cool, actually. When you got into event production, did some of those old was that the 70s? Yeah, Led Zeppelin and everything, maybe early 80s, but they had really cool production techniques that I feel like people don't think about anymore. I don't know if you've ever pulled out some weird DIY tricks in your early parties.
So I had one hard. I had the stage had a staircase on both sides. You could walk up, and the booth was in the middle, kind of like Kiss. I loved Kiss when I was little.
Oh, fun!
And my dad took me to see Alice Cooper.
Yes.
I went to the Welcome to My Nightmare tour, and he had this screen, and I never did it. I don't really want to give up the idea, but he had this screen, and the screen you could go through the screen.
What?
And he would be on the screen with a snake, and then he would pop through the screen. And it was pretty trippy.
That's so rad. I got to see Alice Cooper once before as well with my dad. So shout out dads who take their kids to see Alice Cooper.
Yeah, my dad's friends with him. He stayed over our house and stuff, and he's friends with you know Shep Gordon, his manager, Shep.
Amazing.
Shep has a movie. I think it's called Supermensch.
Yeah.
Something like that. You should watch it. It's such a good movie.
Yeah.
Everyone should watch it. Yeah. He was I forgot what he was doing, but somehow he ended up becoming Alice Cooper's manager.
Wow.
And, the way that Alice Cooper made it, is way different than, because he was hanging out Janis Joplin and Jimi Hendrix and all those people. And then here comes this dude drinking people's spit. And he's still his manager. It's funny. He said in the documentary, he goes, he's not really like a client. He's kind of more like he's like another like foot.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
This awkward foot, I don't know where to place. It keeps tripping me up.
But Shep ended up managing chefs, and then he created like the Food Network, and like Shep Gordon's this amazing human being.
That's so cool. What's the name of that documentary again?
It's called Supermensch.
Supermensch. Hell yeah. Definitely going to put that in the chat. John Marco, put that in the chat. That's sick. My buddy Jordan over here, who did my fabulous hair, is confirming for me that it is absolutely sick.
Yeah. I like that. I need some help.
Yeah, we're going to get you some.
You know what? Maybe now's a good time to like, I used to have blue hair once.
Yeah. When was that?
My problem is I have to like go blonde and then color it.
Same. I got these dark roots. You can't see them right now, but I have them. Mm-hmm. When was your blue phase?
It was like, I used to have long hair, like when I first started going to these like raves and stuff, undergrounds, like I used to have really long hair, and then I did some of it like blue. This was like in the 90s.
I love it. What was how did you discover the rave scene? Like, what was your introduction?
Pretty funny. It's a pretty funny story. So I went to Cal State Northridge, and I was like, I applied, because of my dad, right? I applied to one college. Like my dad didn't go to college, right? He went to the school. He always says he went to the school of hard knocks.
Of course.
So basically, I went to Cal State Northridge, and I thought it was going to be like this big big college experience. It's a commuter school, and nobody really goes there. So long story short, I had some issues there, and I ended up living at my friend's house, like sleeping on the floor.
Oh wow!
Sleeping on his couch for $100 a month. My buddy Jacques, we've been friends since like second grade. I'm still good friends with Jacques. He actually helped me. He was original Sermon. It was Greg and Jacques, and our company was called Three Bros Productions.
Yes.
And Three Biceps was our like a logo.
Dude, a college company if I've ever heard of one. I love it.
Three Bros Productions. And Jacques, what happened was Jacques went to like a warehouse party in like 90. And he came home at like 5 a.m. while I was sleeping on the floor. And he was like, dude. I'm like, what? He's like, wake up. I'm like, I'm sleeping. Like, I got to go to work. He's like, I went to this party. There's these girls and these lights and this music. And I was just like, all right, dude, whatever. Leave me alone. He's like, you're coming next week.
It's like 3 a.m.
And I was like, okay, but just let me go back to bed. And then the next weekend I went. It was this party called Nectar.
Ooh. And
it was in like a warehouse in downtown. We had to go buy the ticket and then get the map and the whole spiel.
Yes.
And it was like, it blew my mind. Because I always liked, up to that point, I liked electronic music, like Kraftwerk, Run DMC, like all those big things that I liked had electronics in it.
Right.
But I never heard just a record that was all just electronics with nothing else. And I heard it was like 8 hours of this. And I was like, what the hell is it? And so then I actually, I called this record store. It was called Street Sounds. And this guy, Barry Weaver, who I kind of credit as one of the best electronic DJs ever, turned me on to a lot of this. He answered the phone. And wow. I remember the record was 808 State, Cubic.
Oh.
And I was like, do you have this record? And I hummed it for him, And he's like, oh yeah, that's 808 State Cubic. I have that. And I was like, really? He's like, yeah. And he goes, I'll hold it for you. Come down here. So I went down there, and he goes, if you like this, check these out too. And he gave me like a stack of probably like 20 records. And I listened to them all, and I bought them all. And then I went home, and I didn't even have a record player.
Oh, wow. You're like, I'll just run a knife on it really fast.
I didn't even know. I was just fucking it was a whole new world of music that I never, and then we went back the next week and the next week and the next week, and we just got immersed. And then what happened is everybody started coming back to our apartment.
Oh, nice. After party
spot.
And
Jacques was getting mad because it was his security deposit. It was in his name, and people were putting holes in the wall. We were taking a mattress and sliding down the steps.
Oh, yes. Classic.
And so I was like, well, why don't we go to the bar down the street instead of fucking up our apartment? Let's go to the bar down the street, and we'll start at 6 a.m. because they can start serving booze at 6 a.m. on Sunday.
Oh, wow. Because LA stuff, California stuff.
In Santa Monica. So we called it the Sermon, and then me, Greg, and Jacques, we dressed up like priests, and we went out on the big Saturday night, and we're like, hey, everyone, come to the Sermon, come to the Sermon. And people are like, what the fuck are these guys talking about? And the first couple times, nobody came. So we would put tons of smoke and fog in there.
Oh, wow.
And Greg worked at the Culver movie studio, so he would grab props.
Yo.
Like on Friday night, we'd steal props out of the plate, like just take them out of the rental and bring them into the club. And then all of a sudden, we started getting 20 English people showing up wanting Newcastle's Sunday morning at 6 a.m. English. It's always the English guys that like want to drink and keep partying.
Wow.
And it was 40 people. Then it was 80. All of a sudden, we had a line around the door, like 500 people, like at 6 in the morning to get in.
Wow.
That was the start.
That's so sick. I love that. I love that concept of like DIY parties too. I feel like the energy is always really electric when you're kind of pulling it together. You're trying to be crafty, you know. I think that you've been able to keep that spirit alive so well with your parties, even as you have like buku bucks behind you. And I don't know, there's the fun kind of.
You know why? I learned very early, like right around that time I met Rick Rubin. And I remember sitting in Rick's car in his Rolls because he came to all my events.
Oh wow!
And I got friendly with him, and he was really getting interested in I guess he kind of gravitated a bit towards me because I'm Destructo. And my plan, I always played really heavy electro, like noisy, like German, like saws and just like heavy sounds. And he thought that people that like Slayer were gonna like it.
You know? Yeah, like metal. It's metal, basically.
Yeah, it's like, you know, what's going on now with dubstep and Skrill. Like, he saw that so long ago. And so he started coming, and he asked me to do A&R for him. Wow. But I asked him when I was in his Rolls. I'll never forget. I was in his, like, he had a green, like, an army green Rolls. And he used to have a driver. We were sitting in there talking, and I said, what, like, you're Rick Rubin. Like, you made License to Ill. Like,
yeah, that's about all you can say.
Like, what's the secret? Like, why are you so dope? Like, what's your secret? And he's like, I just make shit so I can drive around my car and listen to it. Wow. And I've done in my whole life, I've just tried to make things that I would want to go to. That's it. None of these things that we ever did, Electric Daisy Carnival, holy shit, I never thought any of these things were going to make money, let alone this kind of money, let alone all these people are going to be into it.
Yeah.
I just thought it was like me and Greg and Jacques, like, where could we go and party and have fun? We're like, let's go to a water slide park. So we did the Holy Water Adventure, you know, like.
That's so rad. I want to go to a water slide park. I mean, I guess that's kind of what Friendship was like this year.
Yeah, well, we had the best water park in the world there.
Oh, it was so good. I know. I liked the water slides. You can't beat them.
Yeah, water slides are, well, you know, we're like beach guys too. Like, we like to surf and we like the sun. So, you know, after a big night of partying, we would go down to the beach. You know, stay up all night. We'd all go to the beach and set up there and surf and hang out. And so, you know, we're like, put the California twist on it, you know?
Yeah. Wait, I want to hear, Rick Rubin. When I was growing up, I basically wanted to be Rick Rubin. I thought he was like the ultimate Don. He's made produced so many incredible records, like helped so many artists get the best work out of themselves. What was it like working with him? He hired you as an A&R. What did you learn on that label side of things? Here you are, this like punk ethos DIY rave kid, and suddenly you're signing Lords of Acid and crazy shit like this.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I think, like I said, I think what I learned from Rick is just, you know, be creative, be yourself, and let the art speak. And the business, don't let the business get in the way. Mm-hmm. You know, and he was fortunate enough to be able to do that. Because I remember working with him on some band, like, I don't even know, like, he would treat everything like a Picasso painting. Like, and it could be some signing that was $200 all the way up to like the Chili Peppers, you know, and like I just remember him having to get the artwork right, you know, and it would delay the record like 6 months, but he had to have the record art like right. And then the label, the lawyers and the business people, they fucking like, they were so annoyed with it. You know,
I love that.
He was just constantly trying to make it pure, and he was always like, "Fuck them," like, you know. And like I remember I went over to Warner Brothers with him, and he had to sign a stack of paper, like all these papers where he signed his name, and it was just like, you know, he's just such a creative, and it's like music business is weird how art and business intersect.
Totally.
It's a weird business because it's like
art. Turning art and emotional expression into some sort of commodity, and it's kind of dangerous work to do that because the expression is what's most important, but so many, I call them suits, they start just dictating everything by the numbers, and these days the algorithms, and I don't know.
Well, you got it. Look, it's a business for a reason, and you got to make money. But, I learned from Rick, and I've been really lucky because the things that I've done, and actually it didn't really work out for me until hard. I mean, everybody that I came up with, like my one good friend, Ian Montone, like he manages Jack White.
Oh,
and
another god.
David Benvenisti, like he manages System of a Down. And my brother managed Slipnkot. And like
wow,
everybody,
shut up. People equal shit.
Yeah, people equal shit. So everybody around me, I'll tell you the Slipknot story. They sent me the demo. So
oh my god, I do want to hear this.
Everybody around me has their, like someone told me once, it takes luck to get you to the top, but it takes talent to keep you there. And everybody around me had their lucky break. Like my buddy, Richard Russell, right? He owns XL. And then, not saying he's lucky. The guy's a G.
Yeah.
Everybody had their thing that like popped them through, and I had I always had these electronic artists that never broke, and they never made money. And then with Hard, it finally like made money, and it was cool. So I was able to like do what I wanted to do, and I didn't change, but it was successful. And it took a while. It wasn't like right out the bat. But I didn't care. I wasn't doing it because I thought I was going to make money.
Right.
And I did it because it was like I want to go see Justice and Crystal Castles in LA, and no one's doing that. It's like cheesy trance shit. Like, where's something different? And I saw what Aoki was doing, and I was like, well, people don't buy records anymore. Maybe they'll buy a ticket. And then all this shit happened. I got lucky, and then I was able to like then like I'd call somebody, they'd take my call. It's always like, oh, it's fucking Steve Richards' little brother with that techno shitty music. It doesn't sell. Like, fuck, he's annoying. And I'm always trying to tell people, like, this is the thing, and they're just like, yeah, whatever.
Yo, so many follow-up questions there. I have to hold you to telling me the Slipknot story. You were sent their demo, these Iowa kids.
I got a million Slipknot stories. So basically what happened was I used to have a band. The first band that I signed was called God Lives Underwater.
Ooh.
And God Lives Underwater was electronic rock. Rick Rubin produced. I signed to Deaf American. And they were fucking amazing.
Hell yeah!
The lead singer was a heroin addict, and they didn't make it, and he died.
That sucks, man.
Dave, and check out their music; they're sick.
Yeah.
But they were big. I got them on the radio in Iowa, and there's this radio station there called KKDM, which is like the K Rock in Iowa, and they played their like weenie roast or whatever. Their like summer jam. They were blowing up in like Omaha. And
wow.
Iowa. We're from Philly.
In goat country.
I met the music director there. Her name was Sophia Johns, I think was her name. And she was the music director, and she sent me this demo tape of this band that was blowing up out of Iowa called Slipknot.
Wow.
And this was probably like in 97, 98. And I had a label at A&M Records in that time, but it was all electronic music. So they sent me the demo, and the demo came. This is a fun, crazy story. It was a picture of the band, right? But in the picture, there's 9 of them.
Yeah.
Yeah. But in the picture, there was like 22 of them.
Oh wow.
It just made it look even crazier. And then they sent me a dead bird, like a black crow, like taxidermy, and a cassette it had "Spit It Out" and I forget it was "Spit It Out" and one other song.
Dude, that's a real dead bird, by the way. Clarifying.
It was like taxidermy. It was
wow. Okay. Yeah. It wasn't like still
I'm surprised it wasn't like a real dead bird that was rotting, because that's probably what Clown would fucking do if he had his way. So anyway, when I got the package, I listened to it, and I was like, this is pretty cool, but I have an electronic label, and I was huge into Korn. Like, I tried to sign Korn, too, when I worked with Rick. So I love metal.
Yeah.
So my brother did A&R over at Epic, and my brother basically came over to my office, and he saw the picture on my desk. And he was like, what is this? And I'm like, I don't know. It's these like weirdos from Iowa. And he's like, I'm going to go check it out. I'm like, cool, go check it out.
That's so sick.
So he flew there, and he watched them play in Clown's basement. Clown put the mask on. And my brother called me, and he's like, they're going to be the biggest band in the world. And
wow.
I was like, whatever. Dude.
Yeah. You're like, there's 3 drummers? I don't know, bro.
Yeah. So he tried to sign them to Epic where he was working. And they were like, they suck. You can't sign them. And he was like, fuck, they won't let me sign. He goes, you sign them and I'll manage.
Oh, wow.
So I was like, okay. So I tried to sign them at A&M, but A&M was merging with Polygram, like Universal, all that shit merged together. And so the wing I was in, they had no A&R money. So I couldn't sign them either. So my brother was like, fuck, like this is the band.
Oh, my God.
They're going to be fucking huge. So Ross Robinson ended up taking them to Roadrunner, but they loved my brother. So they were like, we want you to manage. So my brother managed them while he was working at Epic Records, and then he got them on Ozfest that first year.
Yes.
And they started selling like 10,000 records a week, like every week.
Wow.
For like a year. And then Epic Records found out that he was managing them and working there. And my brother's like, they're like, you can't manage a band and work here. You do A&R, like you're an employee. And my brother's like, fuck you, I quit.
Oh my God.
And they were like, what? So Tommy Mottola flew my brother to New York, and he's like, you can't quit. So they offered my brother his own label.
Wow.
So his management company, it was called No Name Management, which I always thought was the dumbest name. I'm like, because my company was called Nitrous, his was called No Name.
Of course, yours was Nitrous. That's great.
Yeah. He's like, you need to have a label because I had a label. I'm like, dude, you copied me. Like, I always used to be like, your music sucks, and he used to say my music sucked. Anyway,
oh my God,
he got a label deal with Epic, and they let him manage Slipknot. And then his first signing was Mudvayne.
Wow, yo, yeah.
He signed Mudvayne on their first record. He came home and showed me them playing in their basement. The dude on the bass, Ryan, he was like, look at it. He goes, the bass player is better than Les Claypool. I'm going to sign. Who would sign a band because the fucking bass player? You know what I mean? Only my brother.
Yeah, right.
The story takes a fucking crazy twist though, because so what happened is in like 99 or 2000, whenever it was, my brother got a brain tumor.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, and he got sick, and then I had my techno label, and so like and all that shit was merging together. So I quit everything and I went to just help him.
Wow.
And I helped him for like 4 years. I went all around Ozfest everywhere. And in 2004, my brother passed away.
I'm so sorry to hear that.
Yeah. It's all right, though. I like talking about it. It
Yeah.
helps me. My brother, he fucking hated electronic music. He's like, your music sucks. He's like, there's no instruments. There's no songs. Everyone's on drugs.
Oh my gosh. It's not real music, man.
He used to give me so much shit about even God Lives Underwater, because they didn't have a drummer. They had a drum machine. And he's like, dude, you need to go to Sound City, get a real fucking drummer, put him in the big room. I'll have my guys mic it up. I'm like, dude, you don't get it.
Yo, he doesn't get the bro management, or what was it, bro productions.
But my brother, and what's crazy though is then the agent for Slipknot, his name is Dave Kirby, he fucking died. And my brother brought him to him, and then Paul in the fucking band died too. And it's like, it's just fucking weird how they have that like stigma, and like, I mean, it's just weird. But I've probably been to 150 Slipknot shows. I could act out the whole fucking show for you.
Yeah.
Let me see your middle fingers in the fucking air. I mean, and I was just there to try to help my brother, and I got to know him, and I love the music. But
that's so awesome. That was such a fabulous story. Thank you so much for sharing. Everyone in the chat's just like loving that whole tale. I love hearing all that about you and your brother. I had no idea that you guys had this awesome musical rivalry. Yeah. It was, well, he used to tell me, I got to like Bruce Springsteen. Anything he liked, I didn't like. He's like, Bruce Springsteen, Pink Floyd, and I was like, fuck you, like Depeche Mode. Yes,
he's like,
Depeche Mode.
And then, but it was cool because we kind of came together. I remember in high school, he made me go see Pink Floyd. And I used to hate
so
them.
rude.
I hated them because he liked them. But then when I went, they're like my favorite now. You know what I mean? But then I was just like, Steve likes them, I'm out. And he forced me to go. We went, like we got stoned, and like it was incredible.
Oh my God, like, that's so. They're like famous for having the best concerts ever. Like I remember when I saw Daft Punk in 2006, I was like, this must be what it was like to see Pink Floyd and just have your whole fucking life change. They had the pig with the fucking headlights come flying in, and then I remember in the middle, they had like a disco ball that opened up into like a mushroom. And what? Like, they're just, Floyd's, and then I went and researched it, and now like I know everything about Pink Floyd. Of course. Pink Floyd, like Sid Barrett and the whole deal. Yes. I know, I'm pretty sure. When I was in high school, I was like, whatever Steve likes. You know what else he loved? And I recently, like, they're one of my favorites now, and I never even got to tell them, like, Talking Heads.
he was so into the
I love Talking Heads.
So good. And I was always like, man, they suck because Steve liked them. You know, my brother liked them. They had to suck.
That's so funny. Yeah, the Talking Heads are great. I remember, I think you put some Pink Floyd on the Friendship soundtrack in the halls the first year.
Oh, yeah.
It was like...
Yeah, that was me for sure. Yeah. I mean, like, I watched that Stop Making Sense. Mm. I watch that sometimes before I go and play shows just to get fired up to see, like, what it's like. Those guys give it their all, man. Like the way that they have the whole band and they're all like running and then they kind of move forward and then they kind of move back. Yeah. Go to the side and like their moves and like, I mean, that's just next level.
Oh, that's so cool. I love hearing that pre-show ritual
watching.
Something
like that, or I watch like I like when I'm flying on planes, I always watch bands. And, like I'm watching like Jimi Hendrix and I'm thinking to myself like I'm going to fucking DJ somewhere. This is Jimi Hendrix. Like how can I get to that? How can I get to some like I want to play my show like it's like the last show I'm ever going to play. Like I got to give it like I got to get into it.
Yeah.
You know, like some people don't realize like how lucky we have.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Talk to me about what you called your lucky break when you started hard. How were you exposed to Justice, really bringing the metal into dance music? These weird now what we call blog house groups that were coming out, and like what was the first I'm bringing them into town, I'm doing it?
I think what it was I mean I think it was really Aoki's thing at Cinespace. Mm-hmm. Because you know like I said my brother passed away in 2004 and I had a record label, and my record label I had done a record, I did a deal with the UFC. We had a metal. It was called Ultimate Beatdowns.
Oh, nice.
Slayer was on it, Hatebreed.
Oh, wow.
But it just wasn't working, like, putting out records. Mm-hmm. And so I was like, what am I going to do? Because that's all I really know how to do is make records. And then I thought, well, maybe I'll do it was my dad, you know. My dad was like, you should do a show, a concert. You know, you're the rave king. You know, you should do a show. And so I went around, I started looking at what was going on. And there was nothing cool going on in like electronic music other than Aoki's thing.
Yeah.
And so I was like, well, maybe I could do this, but like bigger.
Yeah. Because that was at a weird time when I think it's hard for some people to imagine now, but nobody liked electronic music. That it was like not cool at all.
No one ever liked electronic.
Yeah.
I was always a fucking loser. Like, you know, my dad, I mean, Jimmy Iovine even told me to my face. He's like, would you stop with this fucking electronic music? It's like, sign some shit like your dad and your brother.
Oh, wow.
They know how to make money. You know, it's like, you don't know how to make money. It's like, you got good ears, but you don't, you know, you just don't fucking, like, it doesn't sell. It doesn't work.
Yeah.
You know, like, because most people in music, they're just on the trend.
Right.
You know, like, if you're like a good A&R dude or whatever, you know, you can spot the fucking trend. Like I want to create the fucking trend. I'm not trying to, like, pick off something that's going to be hot. I'm trying to, like, change the fucking world.
Totally.
And it took like 25 fucking years.
Yeah, I know. Yo, consistency is key to any success. That's what I've found.
Well, be original. So anyway, it you know, and how I got to Justice was, I mean, I just heard their music, and then thank God, you know, I met Tom Windish. Tom Windish was so cool. I met Tom. I told him this whole story about Rick Rubin and my brother. He's like, I'm gonna fuck with you. I'm gonna book all my shit with you. I'm like, all right, great.
Yes.
Justice. And then he's like, cool. He goes, but you got to book their manager too. I was like, what? I had to pay Pedro like $15,000 or some shit. The deal, like, you got to pay the manager too.
Oh my god.
I was like, all right, fuck it, you know.
And that's Busy P, right? That's who they're talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was really funny too because I remember sitting there giving him the money, and I lost a lot of money on that show, and I remember they wanted the money in cash, and I was paying them the money, and my dad was in the room. And I told my dad, I go, you know, this guy, Pedro, you know, he used to manage Daft Punk. And then my dad's like, yeah, well, he's like, those motherfuckers are lucky that Kanye put them on. Because I'm like, Dad, shut up. Like, shut up right now. And Pedro's like, no, it's okay. Let your father talk. Nice. And my dad started going, because, you know, Harder, whatever, was like a big hit.
Yeah.
And all my dad knows are like hit records.
Yeah.
And it was really
He's
funny.
like, they had that one-hit wonder, One More Time, back in 2001.
We didn't know that. You know, what was crazy about Daft Punk is, like, in 97, when I got my record label, you know, I was all over Daft. I would play Daft Punk every time I DJed for 10 years. No one knew who the fuck they were. That was my secret weapon. I was playing all the music all the time. And then that shit happened in 2006, and then it was like game over.
Oh, I know. That was life-changing for me. I mean, I loved them forever, but like seeing them and seeing that show, I mean, it just changed what a live show was forever.
I'll give you one more that's like fucking nuts.
Okay.
In 1997, Daft Punk did 2 nights at the El Rey, and I was the opening DJ on both nights.
Oh my God!
I'm still trying to find the flyer.
Yes, I'd love to see that.
I'm trying to find that fucking flyer.
That's nuts. How was it? Like, what?
I played vinyl like up in the I was up in the corner. Like I wasn't even on the stage. I was like up in the balcony.
Wow. And you couldn't play Daft Punk tracks. You couldn't play.
No, I had plenty of other shit. I used to. It was funny because I was partners with this dude Phil, who he promoted a lot of the shows. You know, Underworld, and then I would get gigs as like the opener. I remember I was playing. It was the Orb. And I would play vinyl then, you know. I remember it was at the Mai and the Orb. I was like on the side. And for some reason, I really got it going that night. I was like crushing it.
Yeah.
And the floor manager for the Orb came over and he was like, "Hey, mate." It's like, "You're killing it, mate, but you got to bring it down." It's like the Orb's getting ready to go. I was like, "Oh, shit, sorry," you know. But it was like, it's fucking cool just to get a thumbs up from like,
right? You're doing a little too well, son, because you just dialed
from
back
the Orb,
in.
you know, they were like, "This is cool, but like, you know, pump it down a little bit."
That's awesome. How did the cruise parties get started? What gave you that wild ass idea? And who amongst your people told you that was a terrible idea? Because that seems to be a pattern.
My wife told me it was the worst fucking idea ever. No one was going to go, especially that time. And she was going to go after Christmas. But what sparked it goes back to 97, that same year. In that year, there was this company out of Germany. It was called The Move. And they were sponsored by Camel cigarettes.
Oh, wow.
And they did these events around the globe called The Move. And they did one in the Bahamas on a cruise ship in 97. It was a tiny little ship with like 400 people. It was like all these German techno people. And like Josh Wink was on it. Marcus Wyatt was there. Cool. I can't remember who. But I was just there as a fan. Mm-hmm. And it was the best time I ever had. It was like unbelievably awesome. And I was like, man, if I could ever recreate this, I would do this in a second. Because we went from Miami to some island in the Bahamas, and we fucking stayed there all night. Everybody went bananas. Wow. And it was incredible. And so
it was like one night?
No, it was a couple nights. It was like maybe 2 nights or 3. I don't even know.
Okay. It was a blur.
It was
you were having fun.
The main thing I remember is a funny story is I met a girl there, and it was when the Macarena was hot. And that was her name.
What?
We hung out and we all partied, all of our friends, and it was just a crazy time.
That's so cool. What stands out from you? I mean, you've had 2 maiden voyages, which is pretty rad. I missed the first holy ship. I was there on the second holy ship as a fan myself, having the best time. But everyone I know who went on that first holy ship just came back like, yo, I went to the best party I've ever been to in my life. It was something magical. I can't even explain it to you. And that's why it was like, you got to bring friends. You got to do it. Like, how scary was it for you putting that on?
Well, it was the same thing. You know, I just like, fuck it. I went on this in 97. It was amazing. It would be awesome. My partners that did it with me, they're like, are you sure we're going to make money? Like, this is millions of dollars. I'm like, it's fucking easy. No brain. Like, I had no idea, you know? I just was like, these guys can get a ship. I know what it can be. It's going to be incredible. Yeah. And we just rolled the dice and like, you know, we didn't lose money, but we did make money. Mm-hmm. But it was a push. But then considering like when Coachella came out and then they couldn't do it. And then, you know, Calvin Harris tried to do it. And like, I mean, we were lucky as fuck because getting people to go do that is not easy. Yeah. I didn't, you know, I'm just fearless. I'm like, we're fucking going. Greg and Jock. You know, of course, like they don't want to go. Like, no, you know, none of my friends ever want to go. Like my true friends, they're like, dude, you know, and I'm like, if I had a friend that was doing that, I'd be there every year. I'd be like the guy bumming beers. And like,
exactly.
You know, like,
telling everybody, it's my friend's party. It's my friend's party. Yeah.
Totally. I'd be that guy, you know, but none of my friends want to go. It's so weird.
That's so like, crazy.
I'm like, I'll give you a free room. And it's like, oh, that sounds awesome.
Oh, some sort of alerts are happening. I don't know what's happening. Ah!
What does that mean?
I just heard a magical fairy noise. Thank you to whatever's happening.
Let's do a giveaway.
Oh, yeah? You want to do a giveaway?
I don't know. What are we giving away? Like, we can give away some hand sanitizer.
Yeah, everyone loves hand sanitizer in 2020. Let's go.
Yeah, I've been loving it way before then, but.
Oh, yeah. Well, actually, I remember on the maiden voyage of friendship, Busy P was wandering around, like, posing with a hand sanitizer bottle every time someone wanted to take his picture. And I was like, that's weird. And now I'm like, that's smart. That's ahead of trend.
Mm-hmm.
It's ahead of the curve. Actually, on the question of friendship, I did see someone asking in the comments, like, in this weird moment of time, do you know, like, are things still on for 2021?
Yeah,
Can you say?
I mean, as of now, we have the ship booked. Here, let's flip the.
Ooh, there we go. We're back.
Let's get tropical. As of now, I mean, like, the ship is booked for January 11 to 15, and I've been talking a lot with Royal Caribbean. And, we're going to see where everything goes. I mean, I'm not going to go until it's safe.
Yeah.
So for me, it's like, I want to go those dates. And if they say it's safe, we'll get it together and we'll roll, And if they say we got to wait, then we got to wait. So, but I didn't want to, like, halfway, half-cocked do something and then have everybody be in limbo. So we never went on sale, really. And we're just kind of waiting to see what the CDC is going to say,
Yeah.
I mean, I think this is an opportunity for cruise companies to step up their game and make their ships, it could be the safest place on earth. I had this idea this morning. How crazy would this be? What if we could get a ship and we could guarantee it's sanitized 100%? Everybody gets on, has their doctor's note, blood taken, temperature taken, everything, and we just get on and we're locked in and we just fucking stay there for a couple months.
I mean,
how sick would that be?
I would quarantine on friendship if I knew it was safe.
I read an article about this ship that was 99.9%, 99.9% no one had coronavirus or anything or were sick. And they were just at sea. It was like a 6 month.
Thank you, Caroline. Sorry.
It was just like a 6 month cruise, but you can never go you can't go in any ports.
Oh, so right.
It would just be bopping around. But it's not a bad idea, right? I mean, instead of being in your fucking apartment, instead of being in your apartment,
Fizz Pop says,
on a fucking ship.
Trap breakfast every morning.
Fuck yeah.
Fizz Pop says.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if we can pull it off.
Look, I think there's so funny. He says I think I'm outside your house.
Who? The man is coming for you?
My manager.
Oh.
My manager just walks like 10, 20 miles a day all around fucking LA.
Really?
Yeah, he did so much walking. I guess he was with some girl and they got attacked by a homeless person.
Oh my God.
Yeah, he says he's going to keep moving. And basically the dude like kept following him. They were trying to get away and like fucking punched him in the head.
Today?
A couple days.
Oh my gosh, that's scary.
Yeah, it's pretty fucked up.
Yeah.
I would have been like, dude, you got to run faster, bro. I ain't getting in a fight with nobody right now with COVID flying around. Don't touch me.
Oh my God. Yo, people are asking where they can pre-book for quarantine shit, by the way.
Let me, I'm working on it. Just give me, like I said, like for me, it's like, I don't want to do any, like, I know there's a lot of promoters right now that are like, have me booked for things and they're trying to rebook and this and that. Like, I don't want to like false starts.
Yeah.
It's like, just when we're ready to roll, we'll be ready to roll.
Yeah.
And I know when we're ready to roll, we're going big.
Hell yeah.
Everyone's ready. But like when the time's right,
I appreciate that too, because I think that, I think it's going to be a bit of half and half. I think some people are going to be so ready to jump outside, and I think some people are going to be a little gun shy. They're going to, like, everyone will be so trained to stay away from crowds, so they're going to want to know there's a little bit of protection in place in some way.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Like I said, look, I'm not going to put myself in jeopardy or anyone else. Like, but I'm sure they're going to figure out some things here soon. Like
Joe Marco says social distancing stage.
Yeah. It just seems like, I mean, from everything I'm seeing, I mean, the news every day is just fucking insane. Like, if you watch the news, like literally, like coronavirus is on my fucking, it's right here. It's on my bathroom.
Is there? Yeah.
It's fucking in my toilet. It's on my
It's
shoes.
in the house.
It's like, and I just think they don't know. And like, one of the things that I read today, and it's terrible. It's like most of it, these people, it's coming from the nursing homes.
Yeah. That's
Where,
so
like,
hard.
It's like it attacks people that have underlying issues, and I don't think they know enough. I mean, to be honest with you, I think I've had coronavirus.
Right.
I think 95%, I had this like coughing attack for a couple weeks and touring and on planes.
Wow.
Like I want to take that test. I'm sure probably like a third or 30% of us have had it.
Yeah.
I mean, I know like a couple DJ friends of mine already had that test. They've had it.
Wow.
I don't want to name any names, but they were like, then this guy had it and that guy had it. They were like in Mykonos and here and there. I'm like, everybody's, who the fuck knows? I mean, everybody was having this like coughing, chest, lung.
Yeah. And then the minute you have anything, you're like, well, I must have it. Like every little symptom. Hi, Jake.
I think they're just, look, obviously it's the fear of the unknown.
Yeah.
But, get 12 months into this, 18 months into this. They're going to, we're going to all get together and life's going to be good again.
Hopefully sooner than that, but we'll see. We're taking it
take
slow. In the meantime, Destructo live streams, Breakfast Club Sunday.
Yeah. I got the Bloody Mary mix.
I'm so jazzed. Definitely going to be there. Let's get some, there probably aren't pancake emojis, huh? I was going to be like, pancake emojis in the chat.
There's a pancake emoji.
All right, pancake emojis in the chat.
There's pancake, bacon, and eggs. Let's see it. What do you got? So many sermons.
So many sermons. 2020, best year ever. Yes, I agree.
It's hard to do those sermons because it's like, if you're going to play 7-8 hours, how do you do it and make it different than the one before?
I've been loving how you're open to everyone's like suggestions too. Someone was like disco, and you're like, all right, let's get some disco. He's like, get dirty.
Maybe that might be the next one.
Oh, I see your pancakes.
I see a red cup.
Oh, red cups, yeah. Shout out red cups. Maybe you could do a little pancake pong with the beer. It's a little gross. Some maple syrup or something. I don't know.
Well, we're gonna definitely make some food, so that's cool.
If people have been submitting questions, I think we're going to open the floor to some Q&A now. You down with that? You still got some time, Gary?
Yeah, cool.
We good?
Yeah.
All right. We asked about Friendship 2021. Very excited for that. Whenever it happens, 2021, 2021 and a half, 2022. All right. From John Joyner, Gary, in your new role with Lifestyle, you are our man to champion and lead the return of Tomorrow World to the USA. You would have 3,000 Ship fam in Dreamville. Would you do that? Would you take everyone there? Is that a dream?
Would we lead the return of? Well, here's the issue with that. When I came to this company, that was the plan. But
Interesting.
It's kind of changed a lot. And when I met with Mikhail and Bruno in Holland when I first started, and they have such a high level of production, and the amount of money to do a Tomorrowland in the United States is like, you're talking $30 million, $40 million.
Damn.
And my owners were
Got
like,
that.
we're good. we're good. So, I mean, I thought that was part of what I was brought over here to do, but I don't think that's looking likely anytime soon. But you never know. We have the rights to it outside of there, and I'm up for it. I'd love to fucking do it.
Yeah. That was sad what happened to that crazy Mudfest shit show.
Yeah, you know what? I wasn't a part of it then, but I did play that show. They booked me.
Oh, wow.
And it wasn't as bad as like when I was there. I played. I actually ended up doing a free party that night for some people that couldn't get back. I think a lot of times these things, the hype's fucking. Yeah. I think, look, now what's going on in the world, like, having an EDM party isn't really that big of a deal, right?
Right, yeah.
It was bored, nothing going on, so, we're the devil. Now it's like, okay, now there's some real shit going on, so Okay, cool. So your car got stuck in the fucking mud at a festival. What the fuck?
Right, yeah.
You're going to Glastonbury.
I know. Laser Snake wants to know if you'd ever have another West Coast ship. I mean, right now all ships are docked, but...
Yeah, I mean, that was part of the plan, too. I definitely wanted to do one either in the Mediterranean or the West Coast, but I don't want it to take away from the one out of Miami. So, I kind of wanted to build up friendship first all the way, and then, yeah, both eventually. That would be the plan. I do have a good route for the West Coast. Ooh. So, but there's no Coco Key. So we don't have our own private island. That's kind of the problem, is that on the West Coast, you can't really go anywhere like you can to your own private island.
Yeah, right off the coast of Florida is like a beautiful bounty of tropical dreamland.
Yeah, and
set up for tourists.
Yeah, well, and that was kind of the thing that I did in '97. The best part of that party was being on that island.
Yeah, the island
The boat was bullshit. The boat was like some shipping vessel that held there wasn't no fucking
crystal staircase. Yeah,
it was like a crane and like a fucking we were.
Oh God, that's insane! You're like in shipping containers before shipping container homes were cool.
Yeah, and it was still awesome. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Catalina Island. The problem with Catalina is Catalina's too small. Like you can't. My buddies, so Greg and Jacques, we ended up splitting up, right? The Three Bros Productions. I went with Mr. Kool-Aid, and they did Catalina, and it was called Gilligan's Island.
Oh, nice.
They did Gilligan at Catalina, and I think that was probably the last time anyone was allowed to go back there.
That was it.
But even Ensenada, where would we go? All the places. If you have to go into a tourist town, it's not fun. You want to go to an island that we have to ourselves.
Yeah, yeah. Do you actually sleep on the ship ever? Jerk wants to know.
A little bit. I try to get some cat naps. It's funny though because my wife, she's gone with me every time. But only in the last couple of years has she kind of immersed herself in the party. She would just sit in the room and read
Oh, I saw her out there last year.
But the years before, she would sit in there and read Us Weekly.
Get her tan on.
Watching TV, and I'd always come in and out, and she'd be sleeping. I've been running around here for 4 days, and every time I come to the room, you're asleep. And so she's getting a lot of rest for the both of us.
That's so funny. I've always thought, how funny would it be to go on this and treat it like you were on a regular cruise? And maybe one year I'll go around acting surprised, whoo, let all these hooligans on the boat.
Yeah. Well, you know what's cool is we did the video for this year, and there's a concept kind of like that.
Ooh, awesome! Oh yeah, because there was that lovely older couple on the boat.
Yes.
I'm picking up what you're putting down. That's exciting. Any news on when that might be available? Because I don't think I've seen a review.
Yeah, it's yet. Done. It's done, but I think I want to wait till when we have the news for the new sailing.
Yeah.
I think if I put it out now, everybody would be stoked. I want to save it.
That's smart.
Some real traction.
That's smart. Yeah. How do you celebrate your New Year's baby birthday? Has that always been a bane?
No, I guess I'm a positive person, so I always look at it like everyone's celebrating my birthday.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, I like that.
But normally I'm DJing. But you know what was cool? I think it was this year. Yeah, this year I didn't have a gig. And it was I had dinner with my kids and my wife, and we went to bed at 10, 11. It was amazing, So, I mean, the first hard was on New Year's Eve too. So, and it was a big debacle. So, New Year's Eve is a weird. They call it for promoters. They call it amateurs night.
Oh, right, of course.
So everybody thinks they're going to do a New Year's Eve party and they're going to make a shit ton. And what I learned really quick with hard was, you know what? Let's just do it on August 8th. Nothing's happening.
Yeah, right, exactly. It's hot.
New Year's Eve, if you get it right, you crush. I mean, I did Rave America on New Year's Eve too, which was at Knott's Berry Farm. So I've had a lot of parties on that night, some good, some bad.
Ooh, I like this question. Who have you been wanting to book but haven't yet? Or who would you like to book? Maybe, I don't know. Who's a dream?
Well, I mean, the one person that there's a lot of politics involved. So there's certain people that I just can't fucking get because people know I want them, so they block them.
Oh, those assholes.
Yeah. What's good now with the internet is that, there's no radius clauses on fucking live streams. So I'm kind of back in business. I was thinking I might need to do a online stream. But, I always wanted to book Dr. Dre.
Oh my God. That would be so sick. It's right in your wheelhouse, too. All that West Coast rap shit.
Yeah, Dre was definitely my, one that I wanted for hard that I always thought, I could pull that rabbit out of my hat. And then he played Coachella, and obviously that never happened. The other one was Trent Reznor.
Oh.
I think I could have booked 9 Inch Nails, but I got talked out of it because, I can't book things that, at that level just for my own heart.
Yeah.
Because what the people at Live Nation were like, do you really think your audience is going to want to see him? You're probably better off with Calvin Harris.
Oh my God, I love 9 Inch Nails though. Big vote here.
They're kind of like the same money.
Bye, Scott. Yeah.
They're kind of like the same money, so it was they kind of talked me out of it. I really wanted to just do it because I fucking love Trent, but I think it was probably right call because he's for older people, if you're an 18-year-old kid that's into I don't even know what, whatever the fuck you're into.
I don't know. If you're into Rez, you could get into 9 Inch Nails. There might be a...
But it's so much money.
Yeah. No. I
I can do cool shit. I book Bootsy Collins.
Oh, that's so rad. Yeah.
I can book those my favorites,
mm-hmm.
but number one act has to be the right. People might be at least for hard. You know what I mean? If I put 9 Inch Nails at top, for me that would be the best 9 Inch Nails and Dr. Dre for me would be that would be the best fucking part ever. Following the Rick Rubin theory.
Oh my God.
People that want the hard might be the fuck is going on?
It's okay. We're gonna put that We're gonna put that intention into the universe. It was just a new moon. We're gonna manifest that, even if it takes another 20 years. Well, let's not wait 20 years. I don't know what's gonna be happening with everyone. So, we're getting a lot of love for 9 Inch Nails and Dre in the
tell them
chat.
To shut their mouths. I pay for Trent. Well, the good news. Here's the good news with Trent, though. So I'll give you a good Trent story, and then we'll call it a day.
Okay.
So one day, and so Trent's agent manager, his name's Mark Geiger, and he's a good friend of mine. We worked together at Deaf American with Rick. And one day he called me up, and he goes, I'm going to come pick you up. Because I used to live literally 4 doors down from Trent.
Oh, wow.
We were a neighborhood watch together. True fucking story. My wife was we had this neighbor watching me. We're having break-ins in our neighborhood.
Oh, shit.
And she's like, you have to go. I'll watch the kids. I don't get a fucking neighborhood watch. She's you have to go. Someone's got to go. And I go, and fucking Trent Reznor's there.
Wow.
I'm fucking a neighborhood watch.
Yes.
Let's have 10 meetings a day. I'm
so active.
Anyway, so Geiger calls me up. He's like, I'm come pick you up, and Trent wants to meet with you. I know you guys live on the same street. I'm like, cool. It was a rainy Sunday afternoon.
Of course. The only days he's awake, I'm sure. No, I don't know.
He picked me up, and we went to Trent's house, and he was
What
working
was it like?
Well, what's crazy, he moved, and my wife's good buddy Grant bought the house.
Oh, wow.
Grant lives there. But it's a really cool house. He had the studio. He was in the studio. Alan Mulder was there. They were mixing How to Destroy Angels. And so we went in the kitchen, and we're sitting in his kitchen, and he's telling me that he's doing this movie music for The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo.
Wow.
And he's like, these Hollywood movie studios, they really don't know how to market movies that are cool. All they know how to do is take G.I. Joe and put them on a Taco Bell cup.
Right.
So what I want to do is I want to do 6 parties around the globe, incognito Girl with the Dragon Tattoo.
Oh my God, cool.
And he's like, I looked to see which record label, which company, who could I partner with that has their pulse on what's cool with music? And the only thing I could find was hard and what you do. And he's like, all I want you to do is produce these 6 events and just put the silhouette of the Girl with the Dragon
I love it.
tattoo behind on the poster. That's all you got to do. And he's like, so what do you think? And I was like, I can't believe I'm sitting in your fucking kitchen right now. It's fucking crazy.
A, I think it's crazy that you make eggs like everybody else. And B, yes.
I can't believe I'm in your fucking kitchen, And because I knew one day I would meet him because I've had a chance to meet him, but I never wanted to be that just get a picture with him. I wanted to do And it happened, you know, and then,
Wow.
and then
That's
it was
so cool.
And then,
what a beautiful nod, too, for him of all people to be like, yo, your parties have their finger on the pulse. Like, I'd like you to be involved.
He said that, like, when he started, you know, it was like Wax Tracks and, you know, all the different record companies, and he was in that industrial scene, and he was trying to find something like that to kind of connect with, and he felt that Hard had that. And it was cool because then we actually did an interview with Rolling Stone, because my publicist called and said, do you think Trent would want to do an interview with you for Rolling Stone to promote the movie? And I was like, I don't know, let me call him. So I hit him up. He's like, yeah, cool, how about 3 o'clock this afternoon? It's like, all right.
Oh, shit, it moves fast.
Yeah, so there was like an interview. So I have it framed on my wall. So we did an interview. It was the same thing. I forgot who did. I think it was that guy, Steve, really cool writer, dude. But anyway, we had the same thing, and it was crazy because Trent was like big up in me, saying how cool Hard was what I was doing. And then the guy on the phone was like, so how does it feel to have your idol, you know, like, and I was like, same thing. I can't believe I'm on the phone with you guys.
Yeah.
I still don't believe it. I still don't believe that I know him and I have his number. And like, because like I went and saw 9 Inch Nails the first time they played LA Club Fuck in like 1989.
Wow.
You know, my fucking 32 hole Doc Martens on. And
Yes.
I got on the stage and I knocked him over. You know, he had like shaved head. They made a hot fudge sundae out of it. He poured hot fudge, whipped cream, and cherries on the whole crowd, and they made a hot fudge sundae out of the whole fucking crowd.
That's amazing.
I told that story on the interview with Rolling Stone, and Trent was like, "Wow, you really are a fucking OG fan." I'm like, "Yeah, because I mean, when I heard that electronic and rock, like,
yeah, exactly.
It was right around that time when I heard 808 State. You know, it was like that early '90s, and like it was like, okay. Here's someone taking like a Depeche Mode, but making it like fucking.
I know. And I love it.
I like Metallica too. You know, I love Enter Sandman was out around then
yes.
too. I love Metallica. So I don't know. I just like weird shit.
I love weird shit. Everyone who follows you, everyone in Chip Fam loves weird shit too. So I appreciate you. I thank you from the bottom of my heart for being as weird as you are.
Right on. Me too. You're awesome too. You know, game recognized game.
Thank you. Yeah, thanks so much for joining me here today. Embrace the weird forever. Yes. Are there any other questions that people wanted to ask? Anything else? Anything else that you're working on that you want to plug? Are you actually being creative in the studio while you're in quarantine? Or
yeah,
just...
you know, I've been doing a lot of sessions over this program. It's called Audio Movers and My Machine. So I can go on people's Abletons, or they can go on mine.
Whoa!
So I've been doing that with a bunch of people. So I have a lot of tunes coming.
That's rad.
And I've been putting out more releases on all my friends. I released this record from Dorley and Color Castle. It's called Mazingo. The track's called Disco Bango. It's like this old school disco jammer. And then I got one coming from Mike Woods.
Nice.
It's called I'm in Love. It's like another disco kind of jammer. And then I got one with Bruno Furlan, one with Junior Sanchez.
Sweet.
I got one with Troy Boy.
Oh,
so
great.
I got a lot of shit. But right now we're working. The big plug is bands.
Yeah.
You know, I don't even know if you know. I have this record out right now. I made it like 4 or 5 years ago, and it's got Kevin Gates, Yo Gotti, and Denzel Curry.
Yeah. That shit is a banger. I know what you're talking about. Bands.
It's been out like a month, and it's got probably like 3 million streams, and it's Shazamming, and it's like getting on the radio, like hip hop. What's it called? Hip hop. Sirius XM channel 44.
Oh yeah. Hip Hop Nation.
Yeah, they added it, so they're playing it like 10 times a day. And
I love that. Yeah, yo, Denzel Curry too.
It.
Shout out Miami.
It got added in New Orleans, and then it got added in Memphis, where Yo Gotti's from. So it's like I have and I've been working on this record for so long. I never gave up on it.
Yeah,
I feel like I'm close. Atlantic Records put it out, so. If you're out there, check out bands. Go, give me some more streams.
Yes, I will immediately. I know. I wish you had a video. I would have thrown it in the stream too.
You can throw it in. There's I have it's like a visualizer.
Cool.
If you go to YouTube, it's up there. It's like a stack of money that Susboy made it for me.
Okay, cool. I will play that then.
Yeah, chuck it in there. It's you got the link. You want me to send it to you?
I can find it, I think.
It's just crazy because it's like Kevin Gates like did this hook like 4 years ago for me, and
The most common reaction to a bridge.
and I couldn't get the record out, and they would never let me put it out. And then they finally let me put it out.
Damn. See, again, consistency. Just never give up.
Yeah, they finally let me put it out, and like I knew the hook was good, and it's working, you know. And it's like it's kind of cool when you think something's gonna happen and then it actually happens. Because when it comes to like records, like you never know, you know. I put out so many records that I thought was like the best record in the world, and like no one's ever heard it.
Damn.
I've done that like 50 times. So,
Any advice for people who are getting started DJing and producing?
I always say,
I like this, don't have a local scene for what they're into. DJs and producers who don't have a local scene for what they're into. I mean, with the internet.
What do they do? Yeah, you got the internet, man.
The internet is the scene now, man.
Yeah, somebody wrote, yeah, Snoop was on the original. That's right. They made me take Snoop off.
Boo. That's okay. It's still great.
You know what? I thought about it for a long time, and I think that Snoop's part could be for the remix if it blows up. But Snoop's part ended up making it on the Yodo. That's why Yodo is called Yodo, because Snoop. See the Kevin Gates song, right? Kevin in the hook, he says, "You can, running my bands up, fellow dancer." And you can't do
Nice.
this twice. He's saying that you only live once. So Snoop listened to what he wrote, and then his thing was Yodo. You only die once, so live life. Instead of YOLO, it was Yodo.
Oh, yeah,
And
that's
the
true.
mistakes after we did Yodo.
You only die once. It's true. Unless they revive you, and then you get two. I don't know.
Yodo. You only die once. So then so I took Snoop's song and we did Yodo, but then fucking Snoop wouldn't sign off on it for the Yodo record. So they wanted to make an instrumental anyway, because he's not really fucking with rap. And he's like, I don't know about the rap, and then everyone just started playing his instrumental. So I still got to put that out too.
Lots of stuff in the pipeline. Hi to Golf Clap. See you, Golf Clap.
What's up?
Yeah. What are the chances?
You know what we should do? We should let's plug our live stream this weekend.
Yes.
We're doing the Digital Age live stream presented by Envied Records, and it's Golf Claps on there. Myself, Option 4, Jerry Gonza, Dorley.
Hell yeah. And when is that?
Darko. It's all weekend. It's the
shit.
24th and the 25th. My set is going to be Saturday night around like 11.
Dope.
Let's see.
Pacific time?
Yeah, it says you go to Twitch, and then it says Demi Digital Renegades. What the fuck is that? Demi Digital Renegades.
I can host it too, and then people can find it by going right where they are right now.
Yeah, and then I'm on this thing called Room Service.
Ooh, that fits your brand.
Well, that's like a big one. It's by Trap Nation and Chill Nation.
Oh, cool.
That's Friday night, and then the Breakfast Club on Sunday.
Thanks, Fizz Pop, for linking to Demi Digital Renegades in the chat. See you. Appreciate you. Thanks for hanging with us all this time as well. I've seen you all day in the chat.
Fizz Pop, where are you from?
Uh-oh. You got the attention of teacher. Where you at? They're like, they just left for the bathroom now.
San Francisco.
Oh, yay, San Francisco.
We love San Francisco.
One of my homes. Thanks, Infamous.
Nice.
Don't
Are
know
you
how to
getting
say
some
it.
subs? Are you getting some subs? Is that what those little coins?
I'm getting some follows.
I like it.
I don't know how the subs work. I just got affiliated. I'm supposed to be able to have subs eventually. I don't know. It's all new.
I mean, you know who's got us beat?
Oh, Jamie, thanks.
The gamers have been crushing the shit forever.
Huh? Who's crushing the shit?
The gamers.
Oh yeah, well the gamers are like who runs this whole thing. We're just coming up into their business right now. We're just starting little rooms off to the side, like. Mm-hmm. Lived in Denver up till a few years ago. That's cool. I've never actually been to Denver. I've been stuck in the airport like for 12 hours at a time. Oh, thanks, Destructo.
Wait, did I follow you? Or
you did. You followed. That's awesome. Shout out Michael Kenworthy of Demi Digital Renegades. Yes, shout out Michael Kenworthy.
Yeah. What's up, Mike? That Mike
Oh my gosh, it's so fun. Thanks, Keith.
Is that Mike from Ohio?
Is that Mike from Ohio? I don't know. I don't know Mike from Ohio.
I met a Mike from Ohio.
Wow, John Joyner. It definitely is. Nice.
Cool.
Shout out Mike from Ohio.
Oh, Ben and Caitlin.
Ben and Caitlin.
Ben and Caitlin, I'm going to call you guys. I got an idea. Ben and Caitlin rolled. Let me tell you about Ben and Caitlin.
Hell yeah.
I was at Meow Wolf in Santa Fe.
Love Meow Wolf, yeah.
And I was leaving the party, and they're like, "We're gonna come pick you up in a party bus to your LA show next weekend." I was like, "Okay, cool."
Yeah.
They came pick me up, and they're awesome. And we've been partying ever since.
So write that down, folks. If you pick Gary up in a limo, he will get inside the party limo.
Yeah, I'm down. I'll come to your house.
Yeah, when quarantine is lifted, Destructo's doing a house tour in a party limo.
I was gonna, you know what's crazy is I had a whole idea. I mean, I have a record that's gonna come out too that kind of goes with all, but that's what I wanted to do. And we could still, I'm still gonna do it. We could get it started now.
Cool.
I wanted people to submit in their city what would be the coolest thing I could do to play. And It's not like a money thing. It's not like how many people. It's just what idea do you have? And like I was gonna give dates of when I'll be in specific areas and just go play for the people and do cool shit.
That's awesome. I love that. Hell yeah.
Send them in.
Everyone start sending. Do you like to get stuff on Twitters, or where do you like people to hit you up?
Yeah, Twitter and Instagram DM, Twitter, and I'm on Facebook a little bit.
Hell yeah. Twerk bus in San Francisco.
Yeah, the twerk bus is tight. The twerk, the twerkulator. It's that big gold.
It's
bus.
time for the twerkulator. I like that.
Yeah, we should redo that.
So many parties to come, but streams this weekend. Digital Trap Nation. How are you gonna stream so many streams, bro? Like 3 streams this weekend.
Here's the thing. The Trap Nation one's Friday, but they wanted me to record it. It's only a half an hour, so I already did that one.
Cool.
But I would prefer to do it live, but they want it recorded.
It's probably for quality reasons.
The Envied Records thing is Digital Age. That one I'm going to go live Saturday night, and then Sunday with my wife in the kitchen, we're just going to go live there.
It's so rad. I love it. I'll definitely be there Sunday. I'll try to check out as many streams as possible. I will check your Twitter and your Instagram and sometimes your Facebook to get all that info.
All right, cool.
Thank you so much, Gary. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you coming on board. It was so fun having you. I loved all your stories. I'm sure you have a million more, but...
and the best part about hold on, before we go, I got a screenshot you. Because your hair in the background is like a 10. It's so awesome. All right, love you guys. Thanks, Kat. You're the best.
Thanks. Bye. Bye. That was so much fun. Yay. I saw some of you guys saying we should watch LA Funky, and I think that's a good idea, so we're going to do that right now. LA Funky with Oliver. Fucking enjoy that shit. Thank you one more time so much for tuning in for the 3rd official episode of Cat Calls. I am Cat Vine. If you would like to see who else I've called and it's no longer showing on my Twitch page here, you can go to youtube.com/catvine, spelled just the way it is here, pronounced that way, by the way, for your notes at home. And I've also spoken with Drew Lou. I talked to DJ Craze last week, and next Thursday, I will be back. I will be talking to Jubilee, more Ship fam, and the week after that, I'm going to have Justin J on the show. So get your questions and answers ready, and if you enjoyed today's show and you want to